Hey you guys, Beth Brizzotti here, and I'm here to talk about something a little bit different today. This is not going to be beauty related. This is going to be something way out in left field, actually, for a beauty related channel. This is actually something that is relevant in my life right now, and so it is springtime. I feel like it's important to share it with you guys. This is something I always kind of wanted to be able to outreach with people when I was younger, but I didn't really have the resources. And I feel like now I don't have like a lot of subscribers or anything, but for those of you who are watching, this might help a little, you know, even if only one person sees it, it's going to help. So, no, I'm not asking you guys to donate any money or anything like that. I just want to talk to you guys about being aware of the wildlife around you. It is incredibly common now that it's spring that you're going to see baby animals around. Sometimes you're going to see animals that look like they're orphaned. Chances are they are not. Animal parents are very, very, very faithful parents, to the extent that they will die for their babies, you know. That said, they will kick sick babies out of the nest, just for the greater good. You know, some people don't agree with this, and, you know, humans do intervene with that. Typically, if an animal is kicked out of the nest, it's because it's sickly or it's going to have a subpar life. There's a reason why animal parents do that. Do you like Megatron in the background? He's just so, he doesn't even care about this. But the rest of the time, animals get killed. I mean, they do. It happens, you know. Animals get hit by cars. Animals... Occasionally, if a mother animal feels like she cannot save her babies, she will abandon them. For the sake of... It's an instinct to carry on and reproduce. Like, if she feels like she absolutely cannot save her babies, she's gonna leave them and go. And that's like, say, you have squirrels in your attic, and then you seal off the hole. Mother squirrel's going to try to get back in, but if she absolutely can't, she's going to give up and leave. Or, like, say, if she knows, you know, if she knows she cannot get to her babies, she's going to give up and leave. So a lot of the times humans come across animals, you know, raccoons, squirrels, possums, skunks, whatever, that are orphaned. Typically, they're not, though. That is the big problem, is a lot of people are like, oh, look at this baby animal, it's all by itself. We got to save it. No, leave it alone. There are easy ways to tell when you actually need to intervene. If you see an animal in the same spot for 48 hours and you notice, or if you're not sure how long it's been there, but the grass underneath of it is discolored, which is how you can usually tell something's been sitting in one spot for a while, like the grass underneath of it will die or just become discolored, that's your sign that maybe it's time to step in and do something. But in general, or if it's bleeding, or it looks like it has a severe broken injury or broken bone, you know, something like that, that's when you step in. The rest of the time, it's probably okay. And if you're not sure, there are different agencies, or I guess they're agencies. I don't know what word you use to describe that, but they are all over the country. There are tons of them. And their job is specifically to step in and save these animals. I know all this because my mother has been a second chance wildlife rehabilitator since I was 10 or 12. You start off under someone else's license, kind of like apprenticing, and you work basically as their assistant. You help them with their overflow, you help them with their animals, and then eventually you go on, you take all the necessary classes to become your own licensed person, and then you can start to take on apprentices, you know, and it kind of snowballs and becomes more and more people, and it becomes a bigger network of people to help take care of animals. So it's really cool. And I am actually, I think I'm on my mom's, I think I'm like, actually on my mom's license now versus when I was a kid, you know, I was just kind of like an assistant, you know, like I wasn't 18. I'm pretty sure I'm now actually listed on her license though. So this is all relevant because this was a big part of why I went vegan too. Working with these animals, you know, you get really attached, you know, and that's the thing is it does take a very specific type of person to do this type of stuff because when the animal is grown and it's ready to go, you have to let it go. Like, you can't be like, oh, I want to keep this one, you know, I want this baby. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You cannot play with them. You can't domesticate them. You can't treat them like children, you know, like you can't, they are not pets. Not pets. You cannot do that. And if you can't do that as a rehabilitator, you can't get into helping them because you're going to do more harm than help if you domesticate a squirrel and let it go. You know, it's going to end up either attacking someone or someone's going to end up killing it. I mean, it's really important that if you're doing it, you understand how important that is. So This is all relevant because, as Sarah already knows, I woke up this morning to this horrible squeaking sound. And I kept hearing it, and I was like, all right, what is that? So I went outside. At first, I thought it was coming from inside of my wall, and I was like, oh, great. But it wasn't. I live in a basement, and you know how there are, like, the big bows around basement windows? A little squirrel had wandered into there and was stuck and was just screaming like a banshee trying to get out. She obviously wasn't constantly screaming because that would lead a cat right to her, and we do have a lot of neighborhood cats, a lot of feral cats around here. So I suited up, put on some long, thick clothes, and then put on a giant glove followed by an glove so that I had a good barrier between me and the baby, because that's another thing. You gotta be real careful handling these guys. They will attack you because they think they're being injured. They think you're trying to eat them. So I scooped her out of there, and she decided to try to run up my pant leg, and I was like, you stop right there, and then she just started screaming at me, so that was kind of funny. But at that point, I could see she hardly had any teeth, so I was like, alright, I just kind of scooted her down my leg, put her in the only, like, coverage around, it's a bush. I put her in there, and I was kind of like, alright, stay there, call for your mom, she'll come find you. Well, I come back inside, I start getting ready for work, and then about an hour and a half later, I come upstairs, and my roommate's cracking up, and I'm like, what are you laughing at? And she has the room that faces the front of our house, and I was like, what are you laughing at? She's like, dude, there's this crazy little squirrel out here, like, running up to people, jumping on their shoes, trying to go with them, and I was like, oh, good. So I went out there, and I got her, and I took her in the backyard, kind of like, all right, let's stay back here, keep calling for your mom, and Mom didn't show up, before I left, and I wasn't going to leave her out there because we have so many neighborhood cats, so I figure at this point, if Mom hasn't showed up, Mom's not showing up. So I take her inside, and I have her back there, and I go to work, I put call my mom real quick, like, hey, squirrel formula, I don't remember how to make that, she walks me through it, put some formula in there in a very shallow dish, these guys have their eyes open, they're furry, I think they're weaned. I mean, they drank all the formula out of the dish, so I'm guessing they're weaned, I'm working on solid food now. But then I go to work, and I tell my roommate, I'm like, hey, just leave her alone. Nobody go in my room. She'll be fine. I got him next to the heater. Then I get texts from both my roommates. Hey, we found another one. I wasn't home to be like, leave it alone, so they brought it inside. So I'm guessing at this point what has happened, because it was a fiercely little thing, real hungry-like. So what typically happens in this situation, Mom has gotten hit or eaten or something, doesn't come back to the nest. The babies will wait in the nest until, like, they're starving, and then they come wandering out, like, hey, we need food. So what probably happened is Mom never came back. They waited as long as they could. Now they're hungry, so they're out wandering around. So now I have them. I'm getting ready to feed them again, actually, since they ate all their food. I gotta see if they ate the dry food I put in there. They're all nestled in. I will show them to you guys. But I'm not going to get them out and handle them on camera or anything like that. I'm just going to show you guys what they're in right now so you guys can see them. They're really, really cute. But like I said, it's not about babying them or loving on them or domesticating them or anything like that. Like, they have to have as little contact as possible. So, yeah, I'll show them to you guys. Hold on a second. Okay, you guys, they're asleep, so I'm not going to wake them up. My dog is real interested. He's really good about this kind of stuff, though, because he stayed with my parents a lot, so he knows to leave this kind of stuff alone. The reason he's here right now is because I'm here right now. So he's like, oh, hey, Mom has them, I can come see. Go on, go lay down. Go on, go lay down. Go. So this is what I have them in. They're just in a regular critter. No. They're just in a medium-sized Kritter Keeper. Like that giant glare. There we go. Medium-sized Kritter Keeper. They just have a t-shirt in there because I couldn't find any paper towels or anything in my house right now. I have my little dish back here that I've just been putting a little bit of formula in at a time. And, they didn't eat the dry food, so I'm thinking they aren't weaned yet. It does look like somebody went to the bathroom, though, so that's good. But there they are asleep. There's two of them there. Might be kind of hard to tell. Got the head of one of them and the butt of the other. They're not very happy with me right now, though. Alright, you guys. I just wanted to share that with you guys and kind of do a little bit of a spring wildlife awareness. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.